of an artillery concentration by these guns as a tribute to mighty gunners and the thunder of the guns.
Hello everyone, welcome back to IF News channel, and this is a breaking news coming in from the line of actual control, the border areas between India and China. The major general level talks between India and China ends with no result. Yes guys, this is what we are getting this news right now. I think so it was expected one. Commanders were already told in the Indian side to be prepared for any eventualities before by the Indian army chief himself. So this news is greatly a worrying one, given the fact that the tensions and the standoffs are not going to calm down at the LAC, the border areas between India and China. And the stupid nation China don't get it. India shoots it down the Chinese offer for a new normal to end Ladakh standoff, which means the Chinese want to make this the new normal, so that peace can prevail at the line of actual control. But India shoots it down. Indian army will continue to sit it out along the 1,500 kilometers line of actual control in eastern Ladakh. So China, until China restores status quo ante, people familiar with the development has told that India has told China on more than one occasion that restoration of the pre-April 20 position at the frictional points in eastern Ladakh is the first step and the last step for the normalization of the bilateral ties between the both countries. But the arrogant communist regime don't get it. They're still living in a fairyland. A top government official familiar with the discussion within the government on the standoff said PLA has made it out to be a staring match and wants India to blink first. We are also prepared to wait it out and take other steps to make Beijing realize the adverse impact the border dispute as on the bilateral ties between the both the countries, between India and China. If you know guys, India has already banned several Chinese imports, including hundreds of Chinese mobile applications which were making billions of dollars for the Chinese companies, and the Chinese government has been banned in India. And also their clones which were brought up by the Chinese after the ban was also banned again by the Indian government. They changed India also changed the rules to bar Chinese films to from getting government contracts, and is next talking about tie-ups between Indian and the Chinese universities as well. By far the Indian message is very clear: restore the status quo or the more damage will be caused for the Chinese business and also the Indo-China relationship at large. China, however, hasn't given up on their climb over the lands and appears to have rested its hope on the Indian government, coming under pressure from its domestic constituents to end the standoff. A clear misunderstanding and miscalculation by the Chinese side, I must say, which will have a serious impact and consequences for the China in the long run. China has been betting on India taking the easier way out, but Chinese must understand the government of India is not the same of the Congress government before, where these kind of possibilities were there on the table, but now India will respond uh, and retaliate befittingly to the any kind of escalations China can throw at India right now. Even putting out the Chinese even putting out the statement and told the world that the standoff was over and disengagement completed at Ladakh, but uh, but the Indian government didn't take the bait, prompting Beijing to shift its stance and speak about the positive progress being made on the ground. So Indian Army has told the government China's PLA is dragging his feet both at patrolling point 17 and 17A, which is a general area of Gogra, and also at the finger features at the banks of the Pangong Tso Lake. So at the meeting of the military commanders and now the major general level talks failed to make any breakthrough at this point of juncture, because these are the key issues which is plaguing a final settlement for this standoff right now. At the meeting of the previous military commandos from the both side, PLA has been attempting to persuade the Indian Army to yield to new normal at the LAC, where Chinese troops can be building up their infrastructures which are inside the Indian claimed land. So PLA wants a military reward from the Indian Army, despite being the aggressor that triggered the border tension at the first place and plagued the ties between the two countries to their lowest point in decades. So the PLA wants to hold its new position on the first ridge line next to the Kugrang River near Gogra, so that Indian domination on the ridge lines get reduced. And at the Pangong Tso Lake, Pangong Tso area, so the PLA is still sitting on the upper heights of Finger 4 relief in lesser number, and wants Indian troops to withdraw behind its established old base at Dansing Tappa, which is around the Finger 3 area. So the PLA also want the Indian Army to yield a new normal and general on at the general area of Gogra, and has linked its withdrawal from Finger Future 4 to 8 in depth at the Pangong Tso Lake. This reflects what I think that this reflects that China had not been able to accurately assess New Delhi's determination not to cede any ground to the Chinese at this point of juncture, because India has changed. India is more powerful. India is very, very assertive in nature now. India will give a befitting response, which is the signals are very clear, but the Chinese are not getting it into their heads. They're dumb fucks, if you ask me, guys. And militarily, China's effort is clear on attempting to position themselves, their PLA, on dominating heights to add more depth to their base, which is in the Aksai area, which is literally the occupied territory of India by China in 1962. But lest they know, India will go all in if at all a war happens with China, and this time it will be also for the it will be only for the Aksai Chin. I must say that very clearly now. If at all India goes to war with China, there are high probability India will make sure their aim of the war will be for the Aksai Chin, Pakistan occupied Kashmir, and Tibetan plateau, which is under the occupation of the China. And I believe that the people of Tibet love to be part of India at this point, because we know what are the things happening in Tibet due to the Chinese oppression and lots of human rights violation in the Tibetan region. their country has been invaded and been ruled by the Chinese. So this is a very big things are happening at the LAC. As far as I know, some believes that Nepal will have to behave properly because recently their Prime Minister Oli, who is now, as per some sources, been honey trapped by the Chinese agents inside their country. So if Nepali Oli must not did not get the point very clear, if at all war happens, Nepal should be should be aware that India will respond befittingly as well. And thank you very much for listening to IFP News latest update, and kindly subscribe to my channel for more news that matters, because things are getting very interesting, and we can expect very befitting response, a fitting response to the Chinese aggressor, as well as to the Pakistanis who are trying to intrude into India and escalate the tensions at the LOC. So till then, it's goodbye, and I will come back with another very important, crucial updates. Thank you. Jai Hind.